Hey y'all, what's up? It's Joel here, doing it live. So check this out. Got my Framework 12. My Framework 12. Yeah, we're doing this baby. So let's just kind of freehand it for a while, see what we can do. Um, oh, that's interesting. Technical difficulties, of course. Boo -boo. There we go. Well, that fixes some things and breaks some others. Um, oh, this is annoying. Just a few technical difficulties. We're gonna not clip this part. I am working on a better way to capture this. And that kind of sort of corrects the aspect ratio. So, alright, we're good to go now. I hope it's not as flickering as bad for you as it is for me in the preview, but that's the preview. I'll check it later. So let's just do some drawing already, alright? So we'll start with the pen tool. This one's pretty cool. We'll go tiny 1 pixel circle. So let's see the pen here kind of. There we go. Gotta see my pleasant face. You can see we're kind of hovering. Got some good live preview going, so alright, we're just gonna hello world. So I ran out of space, that's okay. Can just come over here, maybe zoom out a little bit. You can see we're 3 tiles high, so that's fine. I can hide this guy so we have more room to draw. I have stylus turned on, but touchpad turned off. So that's really cool that you can do with these frameworks, and the bezels are nice enough you can, rest your hand on it and it's not messing things up there, so it's cool. Yeah, I'm holding it sideways like a piece of paper right now. If you look at the mini map, it just automatically adjusted, so that's a little bit more comfortable for my hand. Let's see. Scooch over a little bit more. You know what? That doesn't work for me. Let's see. I thought I had undo and redo here. I know I have it in the menu up here, but that's not very touch friendly. I do have a keyboard for those kind of things as well. It's kind of an awkward setup. I am not a professional artist. But let's go ahead and add that D in here. Hello world. We can back it out even further. See a little bit more. Let's turn off the, well, no, we want to keep the layers. Let's turn off the overlays. We don't want the pixel grid, the tile grid, or the axis. Oh, doesn't that look pretty sweet? You can turn that back on. Okay, that's fun. Let's play with another tool here. So we have this line tool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a line. But there are more things you can do with it. If you go down here to the palette, I'm going to turn this back this way just so it's easier for you guys following along at home to see. I can move this around any way I want. So, you got this. Now, say I wanted to do something fun here. So, let's do a little dithering. So if you're going to go left and right, you might have to change the direction. It works better if you have a few colors that you do it with. It should have a new feature idea. Instead of going top to bottom, bottom to top, have it go in a vector from the start to the finish. Yeah, now we're cooking. Alright. I'm not even sure we're actually pushing anything out. I wonder if I'm alive. Yep, okay, we are alive. Okay, maybe someday we'll have a fan chat. Nope, not here. Okay, let's look at the rectangle. Rectangle's pretty cool. Let's do it over here. So rectangle, you can also do gradients. You have a few to pick from. Oh, isn't that just like the coolest thing you've ever seen? I'm pretty thrilled with it. And then we have ovals. So we just cut the center out. That's pretty cool. Well, like, you, instead of erasing, you set things back to the 0 index color. Because 0, null, whatever, it's just simpler that way. But, so say, we wanted to do something inside this little circle guy here. and we wanted to keep it just inside there. Well, it would have been much easier to just use the circle select tool from the start, and that's probably what we'll do. But yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Undo is kind of a heavy duty operation. I haven't figured out how to parallelize that job yet. Okay, well, we went back too far. Oh, way too far. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some limiting on the undo. Whatever. Another bug. Another nice little thing to fix. Tell you what, I love this little guy. So handy, so cool framework. You can make a great laptop. Oh, this is even better. It's too heavy to hold the whole thing up. I need to get an arm for my camera so I can just like show you guys. But you know, 45 negative 45 degree angle. It's pretty good. Let's see. Can I boost this at all? Yes, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's a little bit better, a little bit more clear. Yeah, no properties here. Let's see. Can I have just the slightest bit of gain, please? Just the slightest bit. Works good enough for my Teams meetings. So, if it's not loud enough, YouTube, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to try talking louder, but we'll see what I can do. I'm not a loud person usually. But yeah, we're just doing this for the clips. I ain't got no chat. Yeah, say this is a practice round, and maybe I'll start inviting people to do it live. Maybe. Okay, the desktop audio is way too loud. Here we go. Should probably draw something. Okay, we're gonna do... Let's try ordered bear 8x8, and... You know, now I'm kind of really wishing this had a tile lock to it too. That's alright though. Let's we're gonna do this. We're gonna clear it out first. Oh, look at that. It's just the greatest. This royalty-free music kind of slaps, not gonna lie. So this is the spray tool. Spray tool is pretty nifty. Do all kind of like cool stuff, and we have it restricted here to this. But you know what? I think I'd rather just. We're gonna filter the selection, and we're just gonna go. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, kind of offset. Alright, so now we can clear the selection. Oh, that looks pretty nice. So say I wanted to just like doodle on this without like destroying stuff. Well, we can go over to layers and we can add a layer. Now we can see, go back to pen. I'm going to do it small. I want something dark. So we can close that, get that out of the way. This is so fun to just paint landscapes with. Use this lasso tool. Oh man, it only selects the interior. Okay, well, that's another thing to work on. Another thing to work on. At 19 minutes and 25 seconds into the stream. Right on. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up, because I can. Okay, well that's not going to work, so we got to use the fine point brush. And we can just keep adding to the selection area. Oh, it really kind of takes me out of the flow though, but that's alright. So, I think I want to do more spray can. Big and dense, and I don't know what fall off is, but I'm gonna grab these guys. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. You know what? We're gonna actually fill this. Let's do. Let's try some Floyd Steinberg. Ooh, yes. Yes. Alright. Alright. We are. Ooh. Goosebumps, man. Goosebumps. And I love working with the chunky pixels. The only thing I need, like, let's see if I can do it with, darn it. I can't right click with this thing. I have to figure out how to program the button on it. If I could do that, then I could be pretty much mouse free and just wireless keyboard. That would be cool. Have a happy little camel here. I can flip along the x-axis. I can, you know, have a couple more camels over here. Then let's go back here. Let's have a little fire. Yeah, just to be safe, we'll put it on another layer. I'll name this one Camel. Name this one Dunes. That's another bug with the UI. It won't let you have an empty name for your layer. That's alright. Get any views yet? Nope, but that's okay. It's okay. We're doing this for our own reasons. Yeah, let's add our little fire here. Minimap, let's zoom in. Yeah, a little fire right here. Wish I could see my YouTube chat without having to see all of YouTube. Throw a heart in the chat, see what happens. I don't know how they expect anybody to get an audience on this damn platform. Throw some logs under here. Let's see, I want some... Ooh. This is gonna be cool. No, that's not what I want. Let's see. See, I want to have some billowing smoke. Man, I feel productive as heck with this tool. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, this is the setup, like, this is like my This is like, you know, growing up, you see like screens of like them working on Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo games, and they're doing it these workstations with these light pens. And I think I've kind of captured that. And I'm kind of like really happy with how this is coming together. Okay, so there's the odd little desert camel scene. I really just, the gradients, man, the gradients. I love it. Maybe something more practical now for, you know, doing a game. Let's make some tiles here. Um, yeah, I always like to start with a good earth tile, because, you know, let's put the tile grid back on. I don't think we don't need axes. Those are just a distraction. Yeah, this is where it would be nice. Well, okay, here's how we can do this. We can grab a selection. And we'll go tile select. So let's, you know, we'll get a decent, you know, 3x3 size tile. So let's go ahead, fill it with another thing, we need to add repeats to the dithering. Because what if you want like a color in the middle? Anyways, we just want color this, or we want selection, but we just want, you know, the dark dirt tile. Okay, so let's go ahead and, you know, just add some dirt here. Maybe just a little bit up here. But I want more. So I want these tiles to, you know, tile really, really well. Well, let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to grab some tiles here, and I'm going to create a tile map, and we'll do it, you know, a little ways over. No, that's not what I wanted. Should be 3 columns, 3 rows. Okay, we got those selected. So now let's you know, put a few of them down, see what they look like next to each other. That doesn't look too horrible, but you know, I think we can go better. So let's go back over here. You know what, maybe that is too far. Let's see how they look tiled like that. So, I mean, I think it looks okay, but, you know, I think there's some improvements we can make. So let's go back, reselect this guy. Yeah, that looks a little too... Nope, not that one. Here we go. Oh, what's that? The big tile map is moving too? Oh, yeah. So, you know, let's throw some more, you know, spray in here to even things out a little bit. That looks pretty good. So I'd say that looks like, solid dirt tile. Yeah, tiling, cool stuff. But we can. Maybe this should be its own thing instead of a separate tool. But we can. Oh, keep rearranging it like this. It's fantastic. But did you notice that it updated live? If we come over here, well, this looks pretty good. Just realized we don't have a tile eraser, which could be a problem. So we'll have to solve for that at some point. But if we wanted to, we could. Well, I do want to. I'm going to show it off. We're going to export this as a tile map. And we're going to call this one and call this project hello. We're going to save it. It should say, hey, like, this worked or whatever. It doesn't, but that's all right. So now what we can do is we can open up our... I don't have the tile installed on this guy. I do on my other one. We'll put it on here eventually. But just trust me, it works. Alright? Let's get back into it. Alright. What else can I show off? So... it's tile pen. We've seen it like this. But you haven't seen this. So let's do... Now that's a little bit more random, isn't it? So if you have one selected and you do this, it's going to do that. But, I mean, like, if you wanted to do the whole thing like that, I mean, if you want to copy chunks out, you're going to use the pen. If you want to copy, a rectangle, you're going to use that thing. So this is good for, lots of little tiles. Randoming it up a little bit. So say you've got like a path you want them to follow. We're getting some good tiling and some good stuff out of not a whole lot of tiles there. And when you think about it, it's a really small amount. Also, the mini-map does not show tiles. I think the mini-map should show everything that's selected on the overlays. Maybe that should just be part of the mini-map screen. It'll be easy enough to move over. Yeah, the layers and the overlays. Oh, this is adjustable, by the way. And you can also adjust it like this. So you just really need that drawing room, and you really need those tiles, and you really have, like, just fantastic, control. You can absolutely do something like that. Yeah, turn off tiles. Go back and see the pixels. We're also going to need a way to flatten our layers, because that's just going to get challenging after a while. I mean, that's a destructive operation, but you know, sometimes that's what you want to do. I'll go into references later. I don't have any ready to go. That's another powerful feature of this program. I'll get into it later though. Yeah, I just want to freehand some character design, I guess. So let's get things a little bit bigger again so we can... Alright, that's better. Let's see. Yeah, clear selection, we don't need that anymore. Let's go back to the mini-map and we'll draw somewhere new. Completely new area. Alright. Do go to the outline circle. It looks round on my screen. The aspect ratio is off, but what are you gonna do? Let's see. As a child, I spent a lot of time drawing Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic characters are easy to draw. Big mouth, big eyes. You know, you can get fancy with the eyes if you wanted. But really, that's all you have to do. I don't know how to draw the bean mouth. That's not Sonic. At least not the way I draw him. Well, he's got the ears. You got when you're going that way, you got when you're going another way. I think what people figured out is, well, shoot, you don't have to draw quills. Why not just draw hair instead? You got ugly things like this, but so let's now that we've drawn on that top layer, let's go down here and just kind of freehand behind. Okay, I really need to make this thing full screen at some point. Alright, so we're gonna see if we can draw behind. Let's get a nice thick little brush, 4 pixels, make them green. Did you see that? It did it behind. Oh, that's cool. Every time I use this stinking program, I just love it a little bit more. It does not flicker for me, by the way, on the computer I'm recording it off of. I don't know why it's doing that, but I see it doing it in the YouTube preview too. Not cool. I'm gonna have a self-recording thing so I can just narrate this after the fact. But, you know, for now, here we go. Let's see. I'll have to get deep in here for detail work, but this is fine for now. Can I get a like, brother? Let's see. I only have these weird, like, tan faces. I'll get out the big brush. This one's Sloppy Hedgehog. That's okay, though. We'll come back and clean it up later. What color's this hair gotta be? This guy's green, then that's gotta be purple? I don't have any imagination. Here's supposed to be a little bit messy, so I don't feel bad if I overlap the ear too much. Go back up to another layer and we can do a final pen over it. It's just really cool to kind of have freedom to get messy a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Let's see, we gotta make sure to respect the eyes. Alright, we should probably go peachy for the inside of the ear. And we're gonna do one more layer on top of all of this. That's funny. This is so much fun. do the outline and the hair. Getting rid of all this gray. Oh, we want to keep that. Let's see, let's go back down here and some cleaning up we need to do. Let's go back to the bad color. We erase behind. And there, this is what my nightmare looks like when I go to sleep at night. Kidding. Mostly. So what should we do now here? Well, let's shade it in. So you can go back to layer 5. We can go. Nope, that's not. Oh, we made it invisible, that's why. Okay, well, shoot. Okay, so we're going to do this on this layer. And just a little bit of shade. Ugh. Nope, nope, nope. I can back off the density a bit. Yeah, that looks. Man, that looks so much better on this guy. Alright. Let's save this, because this looks pretty sick. Alright. Okay, we want tiles. Got a nice big one. Little skunk Sonics. Oh, it's Sonics the Hedgehog. Would you all like to see Sonics the Hedgehog? Sonics.png, babe. Ooh. Okay, well that's unfortunate. I wonder if that loads back up correctly. Alright. We'll figure that out later. You've been a great audience. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And we should do this again sometime.